Happy St. Patrick's Day, they all said in unison as Cara swung open the door. Oh my god, you girls look amazing! Come on in, Cara shouts, a smile on her face. The four girls smiled as they all were let inside. Cara takes them down the hallway and into the living room. Look who I found! Cara jumps in joy. Cris, Michelle, and Rebecca all stand up to greet the girls in their green festive outfits. You guys look fantastic, Michelle gushed. We're all matching. How cute, Cara smiled. I can tell. It definitely makes for a great theme, Carla said, admiring everyone's outfits. I love the green eyeliner, she complimented Michelle's eye makeup. Thank you. I thought it was a nice touch to add to the look, she replied. Cara pulled out a big bottle of whiskey, holding it up for Cara to see. We came prepared, she said with a smirk. Ooh, hell yeah. You all are amazing, Cara said, taking the bottle and setting it onto the bar table. We definitely need to get this party rolling. Meanwhile, in the kitchen, Gionni is finishing up making the potato chips and dip and begins to set them down on the dining room table. Tom and Brad should be here soon. They're coming in a separate car, Carol says, adjusting her watch. All right, no problem. Who wants a drink? Cara asked the four girls. Susan and Hillary both wanted ginger ale, while Carla and Carol opt for whiskey. Cara heads into the bar and gets the drinks started for the girls. She hands them their drinks one by one. Rebecca, you look amazing, by the way. I love this whole traditional look you're going for, Susan compliments, taking her drink from Cara. She sits down on the couch next to the rest of the girls. Aw, thank you. I actually brought some artifacts from my grandmother today. I can show you them, Rebecca smiled, handing off the jewelry to Susan and Hillary. Carla and Carol glance over in shock. Wow, these are beautiful, Rebecca, Carol says. Oh, they're amazing, Carla agreed, examining the necklace. Yeah, definitely, Hillary nodded. While everyone was getting comfortable and chatting, the doorbell rings and Cara walks over to open the door and finds Tom and Brad standing in the doorway. Their outfits were extremely festive. They were wearing little green bow ties on their shirts with green t-shirts paired with jeans. Hey boys, welcome to the party, Cara exclaims, welcoming the pair through the door. Thanks, happy St. Patrick's Day, Tom smiled, walking into the living space. Thanks for inviting us, Brad said, following close behind Tom. Of course, you guys look great tonight, Cara chuckled, shutting the door. Tom and Brad make their way into the living room while everyone was sitting and admiring everything that Rebecca was showing them. Hey, Michelle smiles, waving from the couch. They greet all of the girls on the couch, pulling them in all for brief hugs and kisses as they complimented their outfits. Hey everyone, you all look great, Tom grins. Michelle introduces Jorge to some of her friends, Hillary, Susan, Carla, Carol, and their husbands, Tom and Brad. Jorge shakes everyone's hands and takes a seat with the guys on the other side of the couch. Great to meet you all, Jorge says. Everyone looks so festive, he says. Cara stands by the door, hoping more guests would show up as it was already 4:14 p.m. The doorbell rings again, and Cara opens the door in record time. Don Cesar was standing in her doorway. Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day, he says loudly. Cara grins. Hey, come on in. You look great. Love the outfit, she said cheerfully, moving out of the way for Don to come inside. Well, thank you. I can't deny you ladies the same. You all look amazing, he says, admiring Cara's outfit. I'm glad you could make it, Cara smiles, shutting the door. Don is wearing a green suit, black shoes, and a clover bow tie. Everyone's in the living room chit-chatting. You can go and meet them in there, Cara points down the hall. Thanks. Don nods, following the path to the living room. Hey everyone, Don says to the group. How's everyone doing tonight? He asks, dabbing up Gionni in the kitchen. He greets Tom and Brad and meets Jorge, Michelle's boyfriend. Don went around the room greeting everyone. I love the whole traditional theme you guys got going on here. I'm really digging it, he complimented. Thank you, Don. We all tried, as you can see, Rebecca chuckled. Don notices Cris on the couch and gives a confused look. Hey, Cris, didn't expect to see you here, Don shakes his head. How are you doing? Cris smiled weakly. Yeah, Cara wanted me to join. I'm doing all right, she said, trying not to show how she is a bit nervous. Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? Don helps himself to some whiskey from the bar. Cris nods nervously, moving a bit closer to Michelle. I guess I should fill you in, she says, sighing deeply. I'm staying with Cara. I was homeless, living in my car. I got evicted and dumped. I had nothing. Cara treated me to brunch and I caught up with Michelle and Liz. She offered me a place to stay and that's when I accepted. I've been living in her pool house and treated luxuriously. I'm the happiest I've ever been, so it feels nice, Cris says, rubbing her hands. Oh wow, I guess there was a lot more that I didn't know. I'm sorry you've been struggling, Don sympathizes, sitting down next to her on the couch. Cris gulped. Yeah, it's been difficult. I can fill you in about my situation another time. I just wanted you to know what I'm going through. Of course, that's okay. I'm here to listen whenever you want to talk, Dawn reassured her, rubbing her shoulder comfortingly. Cara continues to wait by the door, scrolling on her phone and waiting for more guests to arrive. A few seconds later, the doorbell rings once again. Cara opens the door and sees Liz and Michael. Liz is wearing a white crop t-shirt that reads Patty's Irish Pub, high-waisted denim jeans, green sunglasses, and black heels. Michael is dressed in a forest green suit with a clover bow tie and black shoes. Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day, Liz says. Hey, thank you so much for coming. You guys look wonderful, Cara complimented. Thanks, Michael says, giving Cara a hug. Love the decor you got here, Liz says, peering into the house from the doorway. Thanks. Everyone is in the living room. Feel free to grab a ginger ale or help yourself to some whiskey from the bar, Cara tells them. I have to wait here, just in case more people start to show up. All right. They both nod. They head inside with Liz immediately going to the bar to pour herself a glass of ginger ale, while Michael heads to the living room. He says his hellos to everyone before sitting down on the couch. Liz heads over to the couch to greet the girls. Rebecca is passing around the jewelry to show Dawn. Wow, these are super cool, Rebecca. Thanks for sharing. I had no idea you and Marnie were Irish, Dawn says, handing over the necklace and the earrings. Hey, everyone, Liz says with an exciting entrance. Hey, Rebecca says. Happy St. Patrick's Day. You look gorgeous. She stands up to hug her. Ditto, Liz hugs Rebecca and the rest of the girls. Hey, Liz greets Michelle, giving her an awkward peck on the cheek. The last time they saw one another wasn't exactly pleasant. Hey, you look great, Michelle compliments her. Liz smiled. Want to have a smoke and talk? She offers. Sure. Michelle stands up from the couch and follows Liz outside through the side door of the living room. Hey, I'm Jorge. Nice to meet you, Jorge says to Michael. Good to meet you, man. You must be Michelle's boyfriend. We've heard a lot about you, Michael winks. Jorge follows Michael over to Brad and Tom, who are sitting down at the counter with Gionni. Hey, Michael, Tom says, waving him over. Hey, man, Michael says, sitting down next to Tom. You look damn good, Brad compliments, giving him a fist bump. Thanks. You guys look great as well, he smiles. I dig the whole clover bow tie thing you got going on, Jorge says. Yeah, thanks, man. Michael chuckles, fidgeting with the bow tie on his neck. The girls venture out onto the patio, shutting the door behind them. They sit down by the pool, and Liz starts rolling a joint as Michelle pulls out a cigarette and a small lighter. So, Liz says, licking the paper. You know you're in the wrong, right? Michelle sits back as she enjoys her cigarette. Am I? Honestly, I think everything I said was right. You're an enabler, Michelle. You've been enabling Cara this whole time. Stop denying it, Liz lights her joint. I am not, Michelle says, but stops herself as she puffs at her cigarette. She takes a deep sigh, calming herself down at first. I'm not enabling anything. I was just doing what any good friend would do. Good friends don't encourage their friends to continue smoking. That's a disgusting thing to say, Liz shakes her head. Just drop it already. You're making a fool of yourself. Don't you dare bring this up to Cara. She's not going to like this, Michelle sighs. You're the one who's making a fool out of yourself. You're doing something wrong. You're supposed to encourage her to stop, not keep doing it, Liz argues, taking a hit from the joint. Liz, you got it all wrong. She literally stopped smoking when Gionni caught her. I wasn't going to jump into her business and tell her to quit. Once again, she was afraid it would break his trust and their entire marriage. You were there when he went off on her and said that he didn't want her keeping secrets anymore. Michelle rolls her eyes in annoyance. Exactly. Cara's supposed to be open and honest, isn't she? She's supposed to be upfront about things, including quitting. But instead she just kept it to herself and didn't want to be open and honest. That's a breach of trust, and you should have said something. But instead you kept your mouth shut and let it go on. That's enabling, and it's disgusting. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Stop being fucking stupid, Liz. You were there when everything happened. Cara admitted to smoking. She promised she wouldn't keep secrets from her husband anymore. And I was the one that admitted to feeding her vice. I told Gionni that I bought her cigarettes and admitted that I was a bad influence. You've got it all wrong and forgot everything that happened. Michelle puffs her cigarette in stress. No, I don't. You did the right thing, but you never should have kept it secret from her in the first place. You knew it was an addiction, and you kept feeding it. I bet you felt guilty this whole time, too. But you just kept it to yourself. You're not any better, Liz says, taking a hit from the joint, blowing the smoke up into the night sky. You're acting psychotic. Once again, stop involving yourself in drama that doesn't include you. This happened months ago. Cara and I are okay now. You are in no place to call me an enabler. I hope you know that. That's like saying Don was enabling Marnie when he witnessed her snorting. Just drop it already. I want to have a fun night and not worry about this. Can you leave it alone now? Michelle huffed. Liz took another long drag, slowly letting the smoke exit her mouth. You know it's true. You're just going to act stupid to show you're not in the wrong. She shook her head. Michelle rolled her eyes, taking another deep breath of her cigarette, trying to stay as calm as possible. Just don't bring this up to Cara. She doesn't need this. Fine. I won't. I'll stop. I'm clearly not getting through to you, so it's useless. Just know you're the best enabler I know, Liz chuckled. This is not funny, and I'm not an enabler. You're the biggest shit-stirring douche I know, so you better keep your fucking trap shut and stop involving yourself in these situations that don't matter. You're making yourself look bad, Michelle charged at Liz. Drop the drama and stop being a little eavesdropping whore. You always do this to look for a reaction, and there's no need to play dumb. We all know what you're up to. Just stop. Leave it alone. It's over with. That's not what I'm doing at all, and you know it, Liz defended, feeling hurt. You think that you can just get away with all this? You're disgusting, and you need to be held accountable for what you do. I'm not going to let you just... Suddenly, the patio door opened, and they both quickly shut up. Cara stepped out onto the patio looking confused. Is everything all right out here? We heard yelling from the living room. Liz and Michelle both pause in conversation. Michelle crosses her legs and sits back in her chair. Yeah, Liz just being an asshole, she rolls her eyes. What the hell are you talking about? I'm not being a... Oh, never mind, forget it. I'm the villain here, Liz says with sarcasm, looking at Cara. What is going on here? Cara sighs. Nothing. We're just having a normal and calm conversation out here, Michelle says, trying to hide a hint of annoyance. Liz grunts, annoyed that she has to explain to Cara what is actually going on. No, it's just we had a bit of a disagreement the last time we saw each other at the Valentine's Day party. I accused Michelle of being an enabler because you used to buy her cigarettes and she used to keep them from Gionni by lying. It's nothing, I promise. She started going off on me and I just continued to involve myself in something that isn't my business. I know you quit smoking, Cara, but I still sense that Michelle is hiding her guilt and not admitting to what she did wrong. Cara sighed, taking a seat on the edge of the pool next to the girls. Look, this is ridiculous. Both of you. What happened happened. Can we just leave the drama in the past and have a good night? She asks, trying to calm them down. Yes, thank you, Michelle says, relieved that Cara was there to help mediate. Liz just shrugged, annoyed by the entire situation. Sure, fine. She nodded, taking another hit from her joint. All right, are you guys better now? Cara asked, noticing the tension between the girls. Michelle nodded. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine too, Liz grumbled, still annoyed with the situation and with Michelle. Well, all right. Let's go let loose, please. The rest of our guests have arrived and are getting settled. Come inside, let's go, Cara tells them, ushering them into the house. Michelle disposes her cigarette and Liz crushes her joint onto the table. The three of them walk back inside and see that Tanya, Nicole, Craig, and Maria have all arrived. It was time to get the party started. Michelle sighed at the thought of seeing Craig and Maria again. They haven't seen each other since the Christmas party and were dragging their feet when they promised to pay for the damages to Michelle's car. Craig spots them immediately, and his eyes quickly meet Michelle's. He tries to wave and act casual, but the tension is still in the air. Maria is next to him, oblivious to the situation. Hey, Craig says awkwardly, scratching at the back of his neck. Craig and Maria were wearing matching outfits. Craig was dressed in a clover suit with a black tie. Maria was wearing a long green dress with black heels. Hey, Michelle says in response. The three of them hug and exchange greetings while Liz goes over to see Tanya and Nicole. Hey, you girls look gorgeous, she compliments, giving them each a peck on the cheek. Thanks, Liz, they both say in unison. They are both wearing skin-tight dresses, Nicole in black and Tanya in olive green, both with black heels. Craig and Maria exchange a glance as they look at Michelle awkwardly. You look nice, Maria says. Aw, thank you. You guys look great too. Love the matching outfits, Michelle says graciously. Thanks. We're just trying to represent St. Patty's Day to the fullest, Craig says with a smile. Michelle just nods awkwardly, still peeved that he has not reimbursed her. Michelle walks away to sit back on the couch with Susan, Hillary, and Rebecca. Liz joins Carol, Carla, Tanya, and Nicole on the other side of the couch. As everyone is sitting around and chatting comfortably, Cara stands on a chair and clinks a glass. Alright everyone, now that you're all here, I think we'll jump right into our traditional Irish dinner, presented by my wonderful husband Gionni, Cara announced to the group. Please make your way to the dining room table and get ready to eat. Cara hands everyone a green beaded necklace as they sit down at the table. The group follows Cara's instruction and makes their way to the dining room table. Gionni is by the bar, finishing up the last few touches. He sets out a grand feast of Irish classics, corned beef, colcannon, soda bread, Irish stew, bangers, and mash. Everyone finds their places at the table and seats themselves. Cara takes the place at the head of the table with Gionni. Pete and Richard are on the opposite end. Everyone else scatters through the table. Michelle and Jorge, Tanya and Nicole, Susan, Hillary, Cris, Rebecca, and Dawn are on Gianni's side of the table, while on Cara's side the sequence follows Carla and Brad, Liz and Michael, Carol and Tom, and Craig and Maria. Everyone filled their plates with Gianni's cooking. The room is filled with the sound of cutlery clanking on the plate as well as chit-chat. It's a little chaotic in the room as people catch up and enjoy each other's company and the food. Cara looks satisfied as her group of closest friends and their husbands sit around a table and bond over a meal. Cara is enjoying being surrounded by her friends, and she feels thankful to have a fun night after a couple of stressful weeks. Everyone is enjoying the company, but Michelle can't shake the feeling of Craig's gaze glued to her. She is doing her best to ignore him, but it's difficult to do when he's right across from her. She can feel his eyes fixated on her as she picks up bites of food with her fork. Rebecca chews her bite before she speaks. Gionni, I have to say, this food is amazing. You did an excellent job representing my culture. Thank you for a wonderful dinner, she says graciously. Aw, thanks. That means so much, he smiled warmly, sitting up straight in his chair. Everyone else nodded in agreement. My pleasure, Gionni replied, returning a smile to everyone. I had to make sure I represented Irish traditions the best I could. Well, you did an amazing job, Susan adds, shoving a forkful of food into her mouth. This is the best meal I've ever had. Why, thank you, Gionni replies humbly, feeling happy from all of the compliments. Everyone goes back to eating dinner, enjoying each other's company. After a few more minutes, people begin to slowly finish their meals and return their attention to conversation. Liz clears her throat as she gets ready to say something to the group. So, Cara, I know this is a bit off topic, but I was at hot yoga last week, from my normal class, and you'll never guess who I saw there, Liz chuckled, wiping her face. Who? Cara asked, clearing her plate. Christina Butler, Liz blurts out to the group. Christina, huh? Been a while since I've heard about her, Dawn speaks up. No effing way. How did you know it was her? Cara asked. Michelle rolls her eyes to the thought of Liz creating more drama amongst the group and trying to stir shit up. Ugh, well, I'm sure you remember how obnoxious her voice was. She was talking very loudly to the instructor, and as I was getting ready to leave, that's when I heard her call out, Hey, Liz! I swear I got a shiver down my spine. I turned around awkwardly, and she goes, How are you? Like, damn, girl, can't I leave in peace? Liz folded her hands into her lap. She got me talking, but I had to cut the conversation short with an excuse. Everything's a scene with her, Liz chuckles. Michelle bursted out laughing, forgetting their drama from earlier. Holy shit, Liz. I haven't heard word about her in years. How's she doing? Cara gasped as well, shocked at the revelation. That's crazy. Did you know she was in your yoga class? Liz chuckles along with the group. No, I had no idea. Wasn't until she opened her big mouth. She looks different, though. Almost unrecognizable. I unfortunately recognize that annoying Yonkers accent, though. That's something you don't forget. She's got blonde hair with brown highlights, looked like she had some eyeliner makeup, and lost a lot of weight. I didn't really get a chance to catch up with her, as I said, but I gave her my number. You did what? Sounds like she had a real glow-up, Cara commented. I don't know if I'm gonna text her. That confrontation was super awkward, Liz shrugged. That's an insane bit of information, Liz. I haven't spoke to Christina in the longest time. I just remember she didn't like me, and we didn't get along well. She was a weird one, Cris says, reaching for her glass of water. Yeah, she wasn't the kindest to approach either, Dawn nods. I had to sit next to her during a PD meeting one time. I turned to look at her the wrong way and she gave me crazy eyes. One wrong move and she'll look at you frazzled with those beady green eyes. Oh, God, those beady eyes. I remember I sat in between her and Marnie during one PD meeting, and they both spent the whole time glaring at one another, Cara said, recalling the memory. Yep, that's embedded into my fucking mind, Liz snorts. Oh my God, yes. You guys are sending me right back down memory lane, Michelle said, shaking her head dramatically. Everyone bursted out laughing. She sounds like a sluggard, Rebecca chuckled. Oh yeah, she was lazy as hell. It was like pulling teeth trying to get her to do any actual work. All she cared about was kissing Marnie's ass, Liz rolled her eyes. Speaking of which, Rebecca takes a sip of her water and brushes off her dress. Why don't I give Marnie a call on FaceTime so she can say hi to everyone at the table? Rebecca offers. Yes, that's a wonderful idea, Rebecca. You could pass the phone along so everyone gets a chance to talk to her, Cara says, smiling. Everyone around the table nods in agreement. All right, let me give her a call. Rebecca pulls up the app on her phone and finds Marnie's contact. The phone rings for a few seconds, and then Marnie's voice comes through on the line. Rebecca turns her phone volume up. Marnie's face shows on the screen, and Rebecca turns the camera to show the group. Everyone cheers at the sight of her. There's a short delay, but Marnie grins at everyone on the screen. Hey guys, happy St. Patrick's Day, she says. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone replies in unison. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Marnie, Cara says happily. We're all having so much fun out here. Wish you could be with us. I wish I could be there too. If it wasn't for my situation, I wouldn't miss it for the world. Marnie smiles warmly. I'm going to pass the phone around so everyone gets a chance to say hello to you, Rebecca says, nodding. Rebecca passes the phone to Dawn first. Hey, how are you? Dawn says, waving. Oh, Dawn, it's so good to see you. I've been good, just hanging in there, Marnie says, putting her hand against the bed frame.
Glad to hear. I hope you feel better soon. We miss you at South Street.
Dawn smiles. No, the fuck we don't, Michelle chuckled to herself. I miss you guys too. How are things at the school? Are you adjusting well to the new position? Marnie asked Dawn.
Well, it's definitely a huge change, but Liz has been helping me quite a bit and I applaud her for that.
Dawn glanced at Liz with a nervous smile.
I'm liking the work. Things are pretty good right now. I have a meeting with Dr. Sal next week for the future of the school,
Dawn says, updating Marnie on the new information. Ah, that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear Liz is helping you. She's a trooper in the office, and you did a good deed by bringing her back. I wish you luck for the rest of the school year. I'm sure everything will work out fine. If you need anything, you can always text me, Marnie says with an unexpected response. Dawn wasn't expecting Marnie to have his back after everything that had happened. He was happy to see her in a different state of mind and was hoping things wouldn't change.
Thanks, Marnie. Nice talking to you.
Dawn waves and hands the phone off to Carla on the right side of him. Carla takes the phone and smiles. Hey, good to see you. You're looking well. Brad waves into the phone as well. You remember my husband, correct? This is Brad. Right. Good to see you guys again. Hope you're having a nice holiday, Marnie smiled. Thanks to your sister, things have been really special tonight, Carla says. Oh, you know Rebecca. Always has something fun up her sleeve. Rebecca smiled at the compliment. Marnie's so sweet, she whispers to Susan. Yes. Have a good night, Marnie. Good luck on your recovery. Carla and Brad both wave and then hand the phone over to Liz and Michael. Liz's stomach churns at the thought of seeing Marnie again. She hasn't seen her since she got fired. She refused to see her when the group went to visit her at the center. Michael takes a hold of the phone and smiles warmly. Hey, how's it going? He says. Hey, good. Hi, Liz, Marnie says, waving back as Liz comes onto the screen. Hey, Marnie, how are you feeling? Liz asked. I've been good. I'm so glad to be out of the center and back in a comfy environment. I have to say, I don't miss the hard cots I was sleeping on. But I do miss group and reconnecting with the other girls at the center. Everyone was so nice and welcoming, Marnie says. Aw, that's good to hear. I'm glad Rebecca took you in to stay with her. That was really sweet. I wish you a smooth and healthy recovery. Good luck, Liz says. Thank you, Liz and Michael, Marnie said as they wave. Liz passes the phone over to Carol and Tom. Hey, good to see you, Carol takes the lead, waving. Good to see you both. How's your teaching transition going? Marnie asked, striking up a conversation. Carol had changed classrooms and grades within the last year. She was a 5th grade teacher for the longest time, but decided to switch things up by teaching 3rd grade. Oh, things are just peaches. I'm sure you know how 3rd graders are. They're nothing like 5th graders. They have so much energy and want to learn a ton. I'm finding it hard to keep them on track. It'll be a difficult change, but I'm having fun switching things up a bit, Carol responded. Yeah, that sounds tough. I believe in you, though. You've got this, Marnie spoke. Thank you, Marnie. Have a lovely rest of your night, Carol waves. She hands the phone to Craig and Maria. Craig hasn't seen Marnie since the day she was fired. Hey, how's it going? I'm sure you remember my wife, Maria, Craig commented, moving the phone over to his wife. Marnie's brows furrowed before she responded. Yes, I do. Good to see you guys again. Craig, that suit is absolutely dashing. You're going for a whole Clover look, aren't you? She chuckled. Ha, yeah. You know how I am. I love to wear funky ties and suits, especially for a holiday like this one. I don't blame you. St. Patrick's Day is the perfect excuse to dress up. You guys look great, Marnie complimented. Thank you. It's nice to see you again, Craig responded as Maria waved. They handed the phone over to Michelle and Jorge. Michelle was feeling a little worried about talking to Marnie. Things were a little awkward, but it seems like Marnie was determined to put the past aside. Hey, Michelle waves. Hey, how's it going? Marnie said. It's good. This is my boyfriend Jorge. Michelle passes the phone to Jorge. Hey, good to meet you, Jorge says politely. Nice to meet you. I'm happy for you, Michelle. Marnie held herself back from saying something snarky. She was turning onto a new leaf, and Rebecca was pretty proud of her. Thank you. Things are going well. We made things official on Valentine's Day, Michelle says. Well, I wish you both luck. Have a nice holiday, Marnie waves to them. Thank you, Marnie. Michelle blows a kiss. Michelle hands the phone off to Tanya and Nicole. Tanya hadn't talked to Marnie in so long that she forgot she existed. Hey, how are you? Marnie replies excitedly. I see you've also got a new partner. Congrats. Hey. Oh, yeah. This is my new girlfriend, Nicole. I met her the last time we went out as a group. She's a hilarious chick. Tanya shows Nicole the phone. Aw, I'm so glad to hear you found someone. You both look happier than ever, Marnie says. Thank you, Marnie. It means a lot, Tanya smiled. The two of them wave and pass the phone over to Susan and Hillary. Hey, good to see you both, Marnie says to the two of them. They only met Marnie one time and heard about all the gossip and history amongst the group. Good to see you, Marnie. We wish you well in your recovery, Susan says, waving. Hillary and Marnie exchange a wave, and Marnie thanks them. Finally, the phone makes its way over to Cris. She's a little hesitant and afraid to talk to Marnie, but Cara reassures her. Just talk to her. She won't bite. She'll be happy to see you. You don't have to explain anything you don't want to, Cara says. Cris accepted the phone and smiled. Hey, how are you? She speaks softer than anyone else. Cris! Oh my god, it's been too long. I'm so glad to see you. I've been pretty good. How about yourself? Marnie responds in surprise. I've been okay. I can fill you in on another time. It's a bit complicated. It's good to see your face again. Been way too long. I'm so glad to hear you're doing okay. I heard you were struggling with addiction, and I just wanted to say I've been there too. I wish you luck on your recovery. Stay strong. Cris shows a weak smile. Thank you very much. That means a lot coming from you. Have a nice holiday. We can catch up another time. Take care. Marnie waved. Cris hands the phone off to Rebecca. Last but not least, Rebecca hands the phone off to Cara. Hey, happy St. Patrick's Day. I wish you were here to join us, but I'm so happy Rebecca called. It's so good to hear your voice again, Cara says graciously. Gionni waves into the phone as well. Aw, thank you, Cara. It means a lot. Hopefully we'll be able to hang out again soon. You know I would never miss one of your extravagant parties. Good luck on the rest of the school year. We'll talk again soon, Marnie says, blowing kisses to Cara. Rebecca takes a hold of the phone again. Glad you got to talk to everyone. I'll see you in a few hours. Rebecca blows a kiss to Marnie as Marnie extends out a wave. She hangs up the phone.